Hey guys, it's Hannah and this is Bookworms Talk, and today I'm going to do my monthly poem favorites. I decided to separate this from my regular January favorites for this month just because my January favorites had so many things in it already, and this is a new component that I really wanted to either add to my monthly favorites or do separate videos for. Maybe it'll just depend on if I end up even reading poetry for the month, but I always happen upon some. So anyway, let me know what you want me to do down there in the comments, whether you want me to incorporate it into my monthly favorites or whether you want a separate video. So yeah, just tell me all that, and I'm gonna start off with some of my poems, and I'm gonna read a couple, and then the others I'm just going to tell you where you can find them and list links in the description because a lot of them are ones that I found on Tumblr, and I don't really know if they have books and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll have lots of like Tumblr addresses and stuff like that. The first one that I especially love is I Should Come With Warning Labels by YZ via Rusty Voices, which you can find on Tumblr. There's this one by Clementine Von Radix, and I don't have the title for the poem, but I'm going to read you like the first 4 lines, and maybe one of you can tell me where it's from. And I'll also link the link for it and stuff down there in the description where I found it on Tumblr. You have 6 tattoos, full lips, good, strong hands. You have 7 freckles on your back. They map out the Big Dipper. This is from Broken by Clementine Von Radix. Can't you tell she's kind of my favorite of the month? We are more than the worst thing that's ever happened to us. All of us need to stop apologizing for having been through hell and come back breathing. There's this one, and I actually ordered the book because of it, and that's how amazing and beautiful it is, and I'm going to read you it. It is by Richard Siken, S-I-K-E-N. Eventually, something you love is going to be taken away. And then you will fall to the floor crying. And then, however much later, it is finally happening to you. You're falling to the floor crying, thinking, I'm falling to the floor crying. But there's an element of ridiculous to it. You knew it would happen, and even worse, while you're on the floor crying, you look at the place where the wall meets the floor and you realize you didn't paint it very well. I love that. It's like in The Opportunist with the purple paint on the ceiling and her being a perfectionist, like these little details just, ugh. I have one last Clementine Von Radix poem, and this is called If Asked to Describe Him. I would tell them he is the 12th time I tried to quit smoking. I would tell them he is the spark that burns the forest down. I would tell them he is the forest. I would tell them he has pulled teeth. I would tell them he has a barking dog. I would tell them he is never lonely, which is terrifying. I would tell them he is the late night talk of broken windows. I would tell them silver is silver still, even when it is blackened. I would tell them I have done my research, and love is not a state of being. It is a house that takes up the whole world. I would tell them I am everywhere except apart from him. I would tell them I am the dog in the yard. I would tell them he is the choke chain. Lies I've Told My 3-year-old Recently by Raul Gutierrez. Trees talk to each other at night. All fish are either named Lorna or Jack. Before your eyeballs fall out from watching too much television, they get very loose. Tiny bears live in drain pipes. If you are very quiet, you can hear the clouds rub against the sky. The moon and the sun had a fight a long time ago. Everyone knows at least one secret language. When nobody is looking, I can fly. We are all held together by invisible threads. Books get lonely too. Sadness can be eaten. I will always be there. And it's the lies part. Then you read it and then you think that, and oh. And then this is specifically from Tumblr, and this is by YZ, and I found it through Let Your Bones Rest Here. Again, Tumblr links all down there in the description, and this one is called I'm So Damn Sorry. And this is another one that doesn't have a title, by YZ, and it starts off, I burned down a house because I thought I saw your shadow there the other day. This is one of my just all-time favorites. I love it, and I don't know where it comes from, but again, I will link where I found it at least. Here's how it goes. It's by LM. Today in science class, I learned every cell in our entire body is replaced every 7 years. How lovely it is to know one day I will have a body you have never touched. I wish I wrote The Way I Thought by Benedict Smith. I wish I wrote the way I thought, obsessively, incessantly, with maddening hunger. I'd write to the point of suffocation. I'd write myself into nervous breakdowns, manuscripts spiraling out like tentacles into abysmal nothing, and I'd write about you, a lot more than I should. This is one, I don't know where it comes from, so I'm just going to read you. It's one sentence. Hearts are wild creatures. That's why our ribs are cages. This next one you can find on Tumblr. It is by YZ. Let Your Bones Rest Here.tumblr.com. Anyway, I'll link that down there in the description. And it is called I Am So Damn Sorry. This is one that has just followed me through the past couple months since I read it, and it's by Tyler Not Gregson. And it goes a little like this. I finally understand that I do not write, I leak. And it is number 420 in his typewriter series. 15 Texts I Almost Sent You by DAS, and I found it through Backshelf Poet on Tumblr. And it's like the further you get down the list, the more heartbreaking it gets, and it's just, oh, it's so raw. That's one word if I had to pick a type of poem, raw or honest. Just, I love those. This is from I Wrote This For You. I'd rather live with the answer than die with the question. It's so simple, just so, So I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, like my last video I mentioned, let me know if you want me to have this as a separate video each month, maybe every couple months if you're not digging it so much, or if you just want me to stick it in my monthly favorites. So let me know down there in the comments, and I will see you guys later next time on Bookworms Talk. Bye!